He's not
we're not
even,
even halfway through a 3-minute video.
because he's not even impressive. Like, this is the guy
Mm-mm.
that y'all are raising up. Like, well, they said that if we do wealth redistribution, it'll take care of ADOS that way. Okay, so this is what I need to hear from you, white people. What is the wealth redistribution plan that closes the wealth gap? Because we know that getting a college degree doesn't close the wealth gap. We already know that. That's already been done. So that's not going to help us. You paying off our student loan doesn't help that either, because only 20% of Negroes have an associate's degree or better. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's not get into the bachelors and the masters, and it
Mm-hmm.
gets real slim.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's
So
real
that
tiny.
little that woman that they drug out there, and I feel like that was under Bernie shit, but I'm not sure. But that woman who had that 200 and something fucking $1,000 in student loans, that is a fucking unicorn. Most Negroes couldn't even get their hands on that much loan money. There's a few people out here that was able to do it, but the
Mm-hmm.
majority, she is not. She is living a white woman middle class. She's dealing with some white woman middle class shit. So when they be like, fixing student loan debt is a racial justice issue for 20 it's an elite racial justice issue. And mind you, this is a person who has $55,000 in student loans. So I'm actively arguing against you motherfuckers, because I know that even though it helps me, who is a top 5% black, so again, this is an elite black people problem. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
even elite, but you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
this shit don't
Absolutely.
help most people. So what are y'all talking about? So what else have they brought up that's supposed to like close the wealth gap? Forgiving student loans, free college, free healthcare. I already have free healthcare because I'm poor. So what else we got? So, and how does free healthcare put money in my pocket? How
Yeah.
does free
Owning the
college put money
house,
in my
staying
pocket?
married.
Owning a house, like all of these things. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, not even like, yeah, no, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not shit so this is my thing, right? If y'all keep talking about, well, if we do wealth redistribution, we can just fix it anyways. Okay, so how are we going to go about doing this? And if we do wealth redistribution, are we really going to do wealth redistribution? Are you going to go through and fill up those poor black pockets and those poor white pockets? Because all the stuff that y'all talk about, y'all keep saying programs. You don't just say just straight wealth redistribution. We're going to shuffle all the money up. We're going to take all the money, we're going to put it in the pot, and we're going to hand it back out where it's more egalitarian. That's not what y'all are saying.
Mm-hmm. But that's
Y'all,
but on the real, that's what they won't. They refuse to say, right? A lot of them,
yeah, because that's not,
especially the communists and the Marxists, their plan is to collect everybody's money and
and run off
redistribute
with
it,
it.
and everybody gets a piece of that pot. But nobody's going to go for that. Nobody's going to go for that, so they don't say it, right?
Got
The
you.
problem is that if we get fixed, it undermines their project,
Yeah.
right?
So
Because
what?
we're the
Okay.
root of inequality in the country. If we get fixed, their project dies in the cradle. I just want to add that in there. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sam.
Okay. So, no, just for me, I'm just like, I don't understand why. I don't understand why our stuff has to be mutually exclusive. Like, I don't understand why we can't get reparations and y'all can't do wealth redistribution. But like you
Mm-hmm.
said, and the thing is, like, most of us here know about MMT. You don't have to rob any
Absolutely.
rich white people of their money to
Mm-hmm.
give everybody the money that we need. The only reason that you would do that would be to break their power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's nothing to prevent the federal government from creating as much money as it wants and paying it to somebody. The
Well, let
question
me
is,
just. So a lot of people think that, oh my God, we have this $21 trillion deficit, and that we have to pay that back with our taxes. But that's not really true, right?
No, it's not. It's not true at all. Like, I'm sitting at my husband's desk. He happens to have a Post-it notepad here. So can I, like, let's just say that I'm the government and I'm going to spend $2 billion, whatever we want to call these. I'm going to put these into the economy. So here they go. I'm handing them to you. You're the economy. Now you have these two. I spent them in, but I'm going to take one back from you. And I'm going to call that a tax. So I collected this one back. It's gone. But you still have this one. Okay, so I'm running a deficit. I put two in, I take one out. It's my deficit, but you're sitting holding this, and this is your surplus. Now, this is the money I spent into the economy and didn't tax back. Okay, this is your dollar. But now I'm going to borrow this dollar from you. So I'm going to get a different color paper called a treasury bond, and I'm going to take this from you, and I'm going to give you this. So now you have blue instead of orange. That's me borrowing from you. Okay, but the money to buy the treasury bond came from the government spending. The money to buy this came from the fact that I gave you this. So I'm providing both the money that you use to pay your taxes and the money you use to buy bonds from me.
So, yes. Yes, I'm, you know, the more I listen to you, the more I'm following this. Here, there's one more thing I want to add. So the point is that since we print our own money, that deficits don't really necessarily matter, and that the only thing you really have to be careful of is that you don't print too much money, because then, let's say that the economy is already humming at like a peak. If you put more money in, then that'll make inflation happen, right? And so that's what you need to be careful of. So,
Yeah,
and then like even when you talk about wealth redistribution, like we're not talking about your dad who owns like a $2 million home. Like we talking about the people who got the real money. Like some of y'all think that y'all are richer than you are. Like especially for you white people, like y'all got real class. We don't have class. So some of y'all think that, oh, when they say eat the rich, they're talking about me. No, we're not. You're not even nowhere near being rich enough for what we talking about. Like, do you own senators? Then maybe we're not talking about you right now. When's the last time you paid $100,000 for a fucking dinner to go and see Hillary Clinton? Then maybe we're not talking about you. I'm just saying. Go ahead, guys. Or are we supposed to be playing this shit? Go ahead.
What, you got anything?
No, it's John's turn.
No, John, go
ahead. Oh my fucking! You know what? I was going to mute myself. I said, man, listen, man. I'm not gonna lie. So you got what you? I mean, like what Sam called him, the crypt keeper. I ain't lying, the crypt keeper.
The crypt keeper. Mm-hmm.
He really the crypt keeper for real. Like this motherfucker is one of the fucking reasons why black politics is in the fucking grave. He really the crypt keeper. Like, I do know that I see this motherfucker anytime it's time for some black issues, like when reparations get hot. Real shit, like you start pressing them and real talk. I know what I'm gonna keep. Rest in peace to the dead, Michael Brooks, man. God bless his soul. I felt like he was felt like I was left leaning. I felt like he was one of the voices on the left because they pushed to get reparations. But on Twitter, I didn't know he was sick. I didn't know. You know what I mean? I just go at all them lefties on Twitter. I feel like anti. I was just going at him. I was just going at his ass on some reparations. Like, yo, Mike Brooks, what's up with you, man? Reparations. He kept talking about some truth and he like, yo, man, the Mandela way. I'm like, no.
Michael, quote unquote, had some black friends, quote unquote.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna speak ill on the dead. I'm not gonna tell you person, but at the end of the day,
black
like
friends like Doja Cat. Because, you know, a lot of times when people be like, I got black friends, you go and look at them, they some straight coons. Go ahead.
Might be. But my whole thing is that motherfucking Mike Brooks was saying shit like this about reparations. Like, we really need a truth and reconciliation, like South Africa, like Nelson Mandela. And I was like, man,
that shit didn't work. They still fight like, they still want their money.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, like white people in South Africa got a real crazy. White people in South Africa still live by the beaches and mansions and shit like that. You feel me? Like, so I'm looking at Mike Brooks.
They have all the good land.
What you talking about?
They have all the good land.
So I started pressing them. Then I would see these segments when when this guy, the crypt keeper would come on. Guys like that, they will always let it call Adolph Reed Jr. on this bitch for some reason. Sam Cedar, TYT. It's a reason why they love calling this. And when shit get real about black economic issues, call Adolph Reed. They really shut motherfuckers up.
Calling economist.
Yo, they're not
exactly. Like, how do we allow them to do this?
They call economists. They don't call Matt Brune. They feel me? They don't call Matt Brune, which is the economist. He did his work. But he's using his work for evil. Like, that shit is for anti-black evil. That shit is so blatant. It's on our face. Like, yo, bro, you did all this work. You know it's a wealth gap. You know where the fucking wealth gap comes from. You know what it needs to close it. But you you can't close it because poor white people gonna be mad. See, they got back to where the lefties. They got back all the way to your argument. So at the end of the day, so you bring on Adolph the Crypt people Reed on here to be like, yo, you know what, yo? In 1945, it was one labor union that kind of, it was two black people in that shit. Like, he bring up some old wild aberration shit like, yo, I know where it was at. It was 1945, PA. It was in a factory. It was a Negro and it was a mulatto classified as mixed. It was a Negro and it was 88. It was 88 Irish people They fought for policy. Like, yeah, but it was
And it was
800
20 degrees
Negroes outside. No. It was 2 Negroes in that labor union in 1955, and y'all was getting beat the fuck up to try and get a job. But they was calling us the scabs. They was looking at us like we was the Mexicans, undercutting labor, because they ain't let us join the labor union. And it's different than Mexicans because we've been here. It's not like we came here to get work. We looking for work, trying to flee in the country, and then we trying to join the union. Like, nigga, if we join the union, now we got to deal with race problems now. We don't need that. I came from Poland. I just want my money. I don't want to deal with you being a Negro. So this shit. All right, I'm done. I don't want to talk no more. I'm done. I said that.
I feel you.
Saying that, man.
And I think really quickly, I think one of the things that everybody needs to do, every lefty in the sound of my voice, every time they bring on Adolph Reed to talk about economics or Matt Brunick, tell them to talk to the top scholar in this space, who is Dr. Sandy Darity. At Darity on Twitter.
Get Kristen Muller with her too. If get Kristen Muller, get his wife with her too.
I love it when they do stuff together. They fire.
To be clear. Yeah, and if you want a historian, it's either Gerald Horn or Kirsten Mullen. And if you want to talk about, you want a black person to talk about political science, sure, bring him up. Bring Dr. Reed on. Let him handle it.
Yeah, but stop having people who aren't economists talking about economics. Why don't you
just bring me on? Don't bring Dr. Reed on for shit. Don't bring him on for nothing.
Don't bring Dr. Reed on for shit.
No politics.
Bring him on for shit. Like, don't bring him on for nothing. Fuck that. Bud said it.
All the way around. Fuck him.
And if you want more on